As the Safe Schools administrator, you're going to have on your desktop an icon, that the Safe Schools application icon, and it will be designated with your 3-letter school code. I'll be notified that there is a new incident to respond to by a red flag on this conference. So I'm going to open up the conference, and you'll notice inside there's a Safe School Submitted Reports icon, and down below you'll see some notifications that new incident reports have been submitted. I'm going to open up the application. First thing I'll see when I open the application are outstanding incidents. So these are incidents that have been reported but have not yet been, an action has not yet been taken on these reports. So you'll notice there are 3 incidents. If we look at the incident ID numbers, you'll notice that there's a 2031, and then the next 2 incidents have the same incident number, but they have different record IDs. This is telling me that there are 2 students who are a part of this incident 2032. And the date that they were submitted and so on. So I'm going to open up the first incident for 2032, and I get to see the details that the submitter has posted on this incident. So going down, you'll see the incident number 2032, the name of the school, the student's first and last name, the location that the incident happened at. So this one happened on school property. The details of the incident: the student was caught with alcohol and intoxicated, the date of the incident, and the time that the incident happened. Section 4 is a listing of all activities that could possibly happen, and you'll notice that the student was in possession of alcohol and was also under the influence of alcohol. Scrolling down a little further, the report submission details, so who reported it, who entered it, their telephone number of their work location, the location of the person who did the submission, and the date of the submission. As the principal or designate responding to the incident, I scroll down and you'll notice that there are response types. There's basically 2 responses that you could have to an incident. One is an action was taken, and 2, there was no action required. So I'm going to click on action taken, and some text is automatically put in the additional information. As a result of the investigation, the student has received a consequence consistent with the Safe Schools and progressive discipline legislation. Please contact your principal if you have any questions. These details are going to be sent back to the original reporter of the incident, so they know if there was an action taken or not taken. And then your name gets stamped into the report and the time that it was submitted. When I've completed the action taken or not taken, I click this green submit button, and a message box pops up, and it says, click OK after you read this entire message. Do not close the remaining report window. Your submission will take approximately 1 minute to generate a report. The remaining window will close once the report has been emailed to you. So when I click OK, a few things happen. One is the reporter is sent back the details that there was an action taken or not taken, and you also receive in your first class mailbox or beam mailbox a copy of the full report that you can then print out and put in the student's OSR file. And you'll notice that the button changes to generating report and the window automatically closed. And I come back to the original listing, and now there's only 2 records for me to complete. I'm going to look at our second student under incident 2032, and again, most of the details are the same, except this student is Jane Smith. It's at a location in the school, specifically in the classroom. The details: the student was intoxicated, but you'll notice the type of incident is a little bit different. This student was just under the influence of alcohol, but was not in possession of alcohol. That's somewhat a little bit different. I scroll down, I notice that the person who submitted is the same person, and at this point, it's the principal or designate's job to specify action taken or not required. If I said action not required, a different note is put into the details, and that is sent back to the original reporter. But here I'm going to say that again an action was taken, and I'm going to submit these details, and when I press the submit button, this is serving as my electronic signature. Again, that same message box comes up telling me not to close the window. It will close automatically once the reports have been emailed out. And generating report, and wait a second, and the window should close, leaving one last incident to be resolved. When I'm done, I close the window. I'm going to close this window. I'm going to go to my Beam mailbox, and here's my mailbox. And you'll notice in my mailbox the top 2 items are Safe School Incident report number for record ID 44 and record ID 45. I'm going to open up record ID 44, and part 1 and part 2 of the Safe School Incident report have been emailed to me. I'm going to double click on part 1, and these will open up in Microsoft Word, and you can print them out from here and put them in the student's OSR file. That's part 1 with the details, and part 2 with the resolution.